Hi, welcome back or welcome if you're new. Today's video is a practice focusing on our ankles and feet. So when you're ready, pop something comfortable on and come join me on the mat. Lovely, so we'll start sitting. Find a comfortable way to sit. If it's not comfortable to have legs crossed, stretch them away, kneel if that's better. Whatever is best for you today. And we'll lower the gaze or close the eyes. And take a moment drawing the awareness in. Check in and notice how you're feeling within yourself today. Without judgment or expectation. Just awareness of how you feel in this moment. Let the awareness settle onto the breath and follow the flow of breath in and out of the body. Allowing a full inhale and a full exhale. Breathing through the nose as best as you can. And just noticing your center rising and falling with each breath. On your next inhale, we're going to take the arms out and up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands down through prayer in front of the heart. Great. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhale, hands down through prayer. Perfect. This time we'll inhale, take the arms out and up. And then exhale and twist to the right. Right hand down behind, left hand on the right leg, and looking over the right shoulder. And we'll inhale back through center, reach the arms up, and then exhale over to the left. We'll inhale back through center, reaching up, and then right hand down to the side, left arm up and over. Find that length all through the side of the body. Inhale up through center, left hand down, right arm up and over. Alright, well, inhale back to center, hands resting on the legs. With your inhale, lift the gaze, lift the chest. With your exhale, chin to chest, round the back. So our inhale lifts open through the heart. Exhale, round. Great, just doing a few more like this. Lovely. And then come into a nice neutral spine. We'll squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. Then exhale and let them drop. And again, inhaling. Exhale and let them drop. And once more. Great. And stretch the feet out in front, coming to Dandasana. So feel free to sit on the edge of blocks or blankets if you like for Dandasana. Little bend in the knees. We're just going to walk the hands forward until you feel the beginning of that stretch. So we're not coming into our full forward fold yet. Make sure you still have space to keep moving forward so you've not come into the most extreme version of the stretch for you. We just want to find that place where we have the sensation of the stretch through the backs of the legs, but at the moment it's just the beginning of that feeling. Think about the chest lengthening towards the tops of the feet. Great. Our next exhale, we're going to walk the hands a little bit further, increase that sensation through the back of the legs. And as we're here in our forward fold, notice what your feet are doing. Are they naturally wanting to roll out to the sides or in towards each other? If you can, try and have the toes heading towards the ceiling, heels lightly pressing into the mat. It's these little changes that help send stretches where we want them to go. So not that anything bad will happen if your feet roll out or in, but with the toes heading up towards the ceiling and lightly pressing the heels into the mat, it'll send the stretch right into the belly of the muscles. So instead of the stretch just being towards the connection of the muscles, we're getting deep into the muscle, and that'll, in the long run, increase our flexibility. And again, we're going to exhale, walk the hands a little bit further, find a bit more sensation through the back of the legs. Notice if, as you've come further forward, the upper body has started to drop a little. Keep trying to lengthen through that upper body. Rather than thinking about the head going towards the legs, think about the chest heading towards the tops of the feet. Lovely. And then this one, you can come into your full forward fold. Let the chin tuck in slightly, let the upper back round a little. Nice bend in the elbows so the shoulders are down away from the ears. Great. And we'll walk the hands back up towards us, coming up to sitting. For this, hands can be down by the sides, they could rest on the legs, you could have the hands in prayer, whatever you like. And we're simply going to point the feet away and then draw the toes towards you. So coming into plantar flexion as we point the toes away from the body, and coming into dorsiflexion as we draw the toes towards the shins. So just carry on like this. See how much you can articulate through the feet. So instead of seeing the feet as just one connected thing that is pointing away and then drawing towards, try and roll through the feet, press away through the balls of the feet and then point the toes away. Lift the toes, then lift the balls of the feet, and then the middle of the foot, and then push away through the heel. Try and find as much articulation in the feet as you can. I like to think about spreading my toes as well, so as I point away, I spread the toes as much as I can, finding space between the toes, and then I point the toes, letting them draw together. And then to reverse that, spreading the toes, lift the balls of the feet, and then draw the toes towards you. Great, we'll do one more like that. Lovely. Then we'll bring the feet together, so heels together, big toe base together, and we're going to see if we can draw the soles of the feet towards each other, and then drawing the little toe side towards the body. So the toes, the soles of the feet, are going together, and then they're turning as far apart as you can. Great. Trying to work into those ankles. If you find at the moment, if you've not done this before, if you find this feels like there's not a lot of movement happening, have the feet a bit further apart. That will make this a little bit easier, finding that turn in the ankles. Try and do it with control as well. So nice and slowly, really focusing on the feet. Great. And we'll let this be the last one. Fab. And then feet coming back to center. Heels together, let the feet roll out to the sides. Now don't worry how far the feet roll out to the sides. This is more to do with your hips rather than your feet. So if you have natural external rotation to your hips, your feet, like mine, might just flop out to the sides quite happily, lying down on the floor. If you have more of a natural internal to neutral rotation, you might find your feet are a little bit higher. It doesn't matter. That's your natural hip rotation. They don't need to come all the way out, so there's no need to force the feet to roll all the way out. Just let them roll out to the natural point that they roll out to. Great. Then from here, keeping the heels together, a bit like a Charlie Chaplin kind of look we've got going on here. You're gonna point the feet away, again coming into that plantar flexion, and then draw the toes towards you, coming into that dorsiflexion. And again, really try and articulate as much as you can through the feet. Notice the difference with the toes turned out compared to when we did it with the feet parallel. At any point, if the upper body starts to get tired, you can always pop the hands down behind. We're trying to focus on our feet rather than that upper body. Great. And we'll just do one more. Lovely. Then draw the feet back to center. Give everything a nice wriggle, and we'll spin the feet round and come to tabletop position, ready for cat-cow. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees under hips. Our inhale will look up, send the heart forward. Exhale, round the back, belly button towards the spine. And just continue in your own time, inhaling to look up, exhaling to round. Lovely. And then we'll come to a nice neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes under and walk the hands back in towards the body. Now you can stay with the hands down on the mat if that feels like enough of a stretch into the feet. Or if you like, you can start to bring the hands up to rest on the legs. So you're sitting the weight so that the weight is coming over the heels. And you should feel a really good stretch through the toes and through the balls of the feet. At any point, it can become quite an intense stretch, so feel free to move out of this whenever you want to. Don't wait for me to say. Great. So we'll just take one more breath here. And then bring the weight forwards, pop the hands down, we'll untuck the toes, and just give the feet a bit of a tap on the top of the mat. Great stuff. And then we'll tuck the toes under, lift the knees, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Great. From down dog, just give the heels a bit of a walk. Ease into the pose. Great. From here, we'll give the tops of the feet a little stretch. Take the weight into the right foot. Have a little bend in the right knee, doesn't need to be straight. And then we're gonna tuck the toes of the left foot, so coming onto the top of the foot. Now we're not putting weight into that left foot. The weight is going through the hands and the right foot. We're just finding a bit of a stretch through the front of that left foot and ankle. Great, and then we'll pop that foot down, weight into the left foot, tuck the toes under of that right foot. So we're going onto the top of the foot, finding that stretch into the foot and ankle. Lovely. And then pop that foot back down. We'll walk the hands back towards the feet, coming into Uttanasana, our standing forward fold. Hands either on the mat or on the legs. Weight slightly forwards towards the toes. Lovely. Then nice bend in the knees, rolling up through the spine. Giving the shoulders a good roll back at the top. Fab. So standing in Tadasana, wherever you like on the mat. And we're just going to lift the toes and spread the toes as much as you can. Then if you can, starting from the little toe, rolling through the toes all the way to the big toe, place the feet down. Great. We'll see if we can reverse that movement, starting with the big toe, roll through the toes, lifting all the toes, spread the toes. Great. So little toes down, roll through the toes, pop the big toe down, big toes down, rolling up, bring all the feet up. Great, we'll just do that a couple more times. So lifting, rolling up, spread the toes, and then rolling the feet back down. Don't worry if you don't have too much control over each separate toe. That comes with time. Sometimes it's easier than other times. Fab. And then we're going to see if we can keep all of our toes down, but lift the big toes. And then we'll reverse that. So pop the big toes down and lift all the other toes. Great. Pop the toes down, lift the big toes. Some of you might find, like me, one foot likes to do this a little bit easier than the other. Big toes down, lift all the other toes. Great. Last time, all the toes down, big toes lift, big toes down, lift all the other toes. Brilliant. Pop all the toes down, give them a little wriggle. From here, we're going to inhale, take the arms out and up and lift the heels, coming up onto the toes. Exhale, hands to prayer, slowly lower the heels back down. Again, we'll inhale, arms out and up, lift the heels. Exhale, lower the heels down. Fab. We'll take the arms out and up, lift the heels. This time, bending into the knees, keeping those heels lifted, hands to prayer in front of the heart. And then straighten through the legs and lower the heels down. Fantastic. If you feel wobbly with this, find a wall so you can pop one hand on the wall. Again, we want to not be distracted by the rest of the body. So if your balance is throwing you off, get something to help you, a wall chair, and then you can really focus on your ankles. We'll take the arms out and up once more. Bend into the knees. Seeing if you can come down a little bit lower this time. And then all the way back up. Lower the heels down. Last time. Reaching up. Bend into the knees, coming down as low as you want to. Great. And then all the way back up. Keep the heels lifted. Well done. And then lower the heels down. Fantastic. Give everything a little shake. We're going to step towards the top of the mat. From the top of the mat, we'll step back with our left foot. Nice big step coming into a high lunge. So make sure you've got a bit of a gap between the feet. You're not all on a tight rope. If we can, back heel lifted. But if that feels super wobbly, pop the back heel down and come more into a warrior one pose. Then we're going to draw the hips back, lengthening through that front leg. And see if you can push through the front heel. Oh, I'm off sideways. And lift the toes towards the shin. Great. Then lower the foot down, bend into the knee again. Come into your lunge. Fab. draw the hips back. Again, see if you can lift the toes, draw the toes towards the shin. And then lower the toes down. Bend again into the knee, high lunge. Fab, once more, drawing back. See if you can push through the heel, lift the toes. Well done. It is a wobbly one. Lower the toes down, bend into the knee nice and slowly. Lower the back knee down. Great, keeping the back toes tucked under, reach the arms up, lift the gaze, lift the chest. Fab. Hands coming down to frame that front foot. We're going to untuck the back toes. Great, so starting in your lunge, you can always pop your hands on blocks or bricks here if you prefer. And then we're going to draw the hips back, but keeping that front foot flat for as long as you can. And we should find a good stretch through the front of the ankle and the foot. Then when you can't keep it flat anymore, we're going to lift the foot, draw the toes towards you, and that will send the stretch into the back of the leg. So we're lowering the foot back down, then bend into the knee, draw the hips forwards and down. Fab. We'll do 2 more on this side. Drawing back. Again, keep the foot as flat as you can for as long as you can. And then lift the toes, draw the toes towards you. Notice how that change in the foot position changes where the stretch is in the body. Great. Last time. Draw the hips back. Keep the foot flat as long as you can and then lift the toes, draw the toes towards you. Great. Lower the foot down, bend into the knee, bring the hips forwards and down. Great stuff. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step that back foot to meet the front foot. Uttanasana, our standing forward fold. Nice bend in both knees, rolling up through the spine. Give the shoulders a nice roll back at the top. Great, we're ready to go on the other side. We're stepping back with our right foot this time. Oh, can't even step back today. We're gonna come into our high lunge. Lovely, I'm having a wobbly day. Great. Hands to prayer in front of the heart if that feels good. And then we're drawing the hips back. Lengthen through that left leg. And then if you can, press through the heel. Lift the toes, draw the toes towards you. Great. Lower that front foot down. Bend into the knee, high lunge. Great. Again, drawing back. So really push through that back big toe base. That will help with balance. And then lift the toes, draw the toes towards you. Great, lower the foot down, bend into the knee, high lunge. Well done. Last time, drawing back. Lift the toes, draw the toes towards you. Great, lower the foot, bend into the knee, slowly lower the back knee down. Great, keep the toes tucked under as you lift the arms, lift the gaze, lift the chest. And then bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Untuck the back toes. So we're keeping that front foot flat for as long as we can, drawing the hips back, lengthening through the leg. And then lift the toes, draw the toes towards you. Great. Lower the foot back down. And then bend into the knee, bring the hips forwards and down. Great. Draw the hips back. Lengthen through that leg, and then lift the toes, draw the toes towards you. Lower the foot down, bend into the knee. Great, last time. Find that stretch through the front of the foot and ankle first, and then slowly draw the toes towards you. Great, lower the foot down. Coming forward, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step to the top of the mat, Uttanasana. Great. Then we're bending into the knees, coming down as low as we can before we need to lift the heels. And then if you can, sitting yourself down without using the hands. Lovely. We'll just keep that movement going, rolling all the way down to lying on your back. And once you're lying on your back, soles of the feet together, knees rolling out, reclining cobbler. Hands could rest on your center, or you could take the arms up and overhead, holding onto opposite elbows. Reclining cobbler or long expansion pose, whatever you want to call it. And just let the eyes gently close. Draw the awareness in. And just take a moment tuning into the breath. Notice the breath flowing in and out of the body. And whenever the mind wanders or you get distracted, just acknowledge it and then bring the awareness back to the body, back to the breath. So if you have time now to move into a meditation, do. But if this is what you've got time for today, we'll end the practice here. Release the hands, pop the hands under the legs to draw the knees in towards each other. Give the knees a little hug in, give the spine a bit of a rock. And then rocking yourself up to sitting. Great. Lovely. So I hope you enjoyed that practice. There are many more exercises we can do with a focus on our feet and our ankles. So do subscribe and hit that little bell notification to be updated when I upload new practices, and keep an eye out for future practices involving feet and ankles. They are very important in how we experience our practice. But thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you here again soon. Om Shanti.